everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing really well. So in this build in The Sims 4, I started off by doing something that I don't normally do. It's just kind of like laying out where I would possibly want terrain things like plants and trees and all that kind of good stuff. But I had an idea that I really wanted to do. I wanted to do kind of like a tiny home residential area. It's not super residential because it only has the 2 homes, because I think any more homes, unless I made them really, really mini, then I wouldn't be able to get the tiny lot space. So they're under 100 tiles like combined. I don't know how many tiles each individual house is though. One of them I geared more towards a sort of like family with 1 toddler and 2 parents, and then the other one I geared more towards either a single person living there or like a couple that have just moved into this tiny house, this, that and the other. So I'm really happy with how these 2 houses turned out. Very kind of like different themes, if you will. One's more obviously family orientated, and then the other one is more just kind of like 2 single people living together, or just like the 1 single person living together. I personally prefer the single the other tiny house that I built, the smaller one, than this one that I'm actually working on at the moment. This one is obviously the like parents with the toddler, so I've put in a bath and shower combo just because I know that the toddlers have to have the bath to be able to get washed and stuff like that. I do put in and make sure that there is a toddler training potty there as well. I actually put that in the toddler's room. I don't know if that's a bit weird or not, but I couldn't really fit it into the bathroom later down the line, so I just decided to put it in the room. And I put loads of toys and everything like that, so it's definitely more geared towards the whole family aspect of things, as well as it's the bigger version of like a small house. I really feel like I wanted them to have deck space, but they count deck space as like tiles, and I feel like that's wrong because it doesn't have a roof. I feel like any sort of like tiny house area, I feel like the inside of the house, anything that has a roof on it and walls, should be classed as in amongst the tile type things. But apparently they count deck space as tiles as well, which is kind of unfortunate because I would have loved these 2 houses to have had like little bits of private deck space. They kind of sort of have separate garden areas, kind of, but kind of not. It's just kind of like one big garden. I put like a little pool out there for the toddler, and I also put some swings out there, and each kind of like house has their own little picnic bench to sit at and stuff like that, which I thought was really cute. And then the smaller house, which I said was either for just like a single person or a couple that had just moved there, they have some like little grow beds so they can grow their own foods and stuff like that, because that is the smaller house. This here that you guys are seeing me try and do, I don't know exactly what I was trying to do, or I do kind of, but I really wanted it to be like a separate kitchen and living area, but I wanted it to be kind of like see-through, if that makes sense, so that like if your toddler was in the living room and you were like cooking or whatever, you could keep an eye on them, or just to make it a little bit more open because it's such a small kind of living area. But I really couldn't get it to look how I liked it. I ended up using some like window things and stuff. I didn't like it, really didn't like it, so I ended up just changing it and putting in like a little wall there, so it's kind of just a bit more open, and I think it looks a lot better like that. The roofs, I struggled with the roofs. You guys probably, that little bit is the only bit of roofing that you guys will see me do, because I struggle with the roofs sometimes so much. I don't know how some people do the roofs. But this tiny house here, I really liked what I done with the bathroom in this one. I used these kind of, I don't know exactly what they're called, but I use them as dividers, and it's kind of like a wet room bathroom area. I think it's really cool, and the shower from university definitely come in handy with making that bathroom. So that was awesome. The bedroom in this other little tiny house, I was trying to figure out, because I knew I wanted a double bed. I actually ended up going for 2 single beds. I do that a lot in tiny homes. So yeah, I end up going for 2 single beds. It's a very small place with kind of like a little galley kitchen, but I actually really, really freaking dig it. It's so cute, and I would definitely live there. I think I'd live in a lot of builds that I make in The Sims. But the family house, has probably a lot more storage in the kitchen, like counter space and everything like that, than the other tiny house does. I made sure that at least I'm pretty sure that I put in a sink. Yep, I put in a sink, and it has kind of like one countertop space for them to prepare food on and stuff like that, which I always try to make sure that I have that. I always want a sink in the kitchen, and I always want obviously a counter space for them to prepare food on and stuff like that. I put a little bookshelf in the corner just as you like come through the door to the tiny house, and I think that was a good use of a space. The Sims can walk. I was a bit worried that the Sims couldn't actually go past the countertop and the bookshelf at the same time, but my Sim could, and it ended up working out pretty well. And I could have probably made the like bedroom area a little bit smaller, but I liked it how I kept it, so I just kept it like that. Some of the little decoration things that I use for the this house, I don't know what to call them. I never give my individual houses like really proper names. I normally kind of give them generic names. I think I need to harness my creativity in naming things a little bit more to give my builds maybe better names, this, that and the other. But I made sure I gave this like smaller house a bunch of storage above like the counter space and stuff like that, just tiny what are they called, cupboards and stuff, just to make it as if they do have a little bit of a storage space that's at and the other. I went for, as you can probably tell, a red theme for like the living room, just kind of like throughout the house actually, for this tiny house, especially the kitchen. The kitchen is really nice, bright and red, and I really quite like it. I use these little again, I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like these little square decoration things, and I put those on the wall next to the fridge and above the kind of like little dining table in this house, and they look really cute actually. So as always, there are some screenshots coming up at the end. I think the screenshots for this build is probably the best, maybe my favorite screenshots that I've taken, especially the outside. I think that I've done the outside kind of well. I sometimes as well struggle with garden things to do, kind of just do like the basic things and try and like cover the ground a lot, but I made sure that each house has a car, which is really cool. Obviously dustbin, a letterbox, or a post box thing, whatever you guys call them. I don't know what the mailbox. There we go, mailbox. Each house obviously has a mailbox and stuff like that. But I'm really happy again with how this build turned out. Please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. As always, it will be on the gallery if you guys would like to download it for yourself. If you just want to search the hashtag Tiger Jelly, you should be able to find any builds that I have done, as well as my gallery ID thing. So yeah, I hope you guys like the screenshots that are coming up. I hope you guys like this video and this build. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new and you would like to see some more of my Sims 4 speed builds. But yeah, other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, bye.